Hello, former revolutionaries. So, hello. You haven't left my thoughts. You haven't left my prayers. Also, I'm recording from the car. That's definitely what's happening right now. Should get some sunglasses and a hat and complain about the libs, so I can totally be. Well, I'd have to be in a truck. Can't do it from a car if you're gonna do that. But I'll be coming back to Facebook soon. Not in the same way, but I will be coming back to Facebook when I can emerge with the Saved. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard about that. I've made an effort to see to it that people talk about that. But the Saved is going to combine the current crisis we're in. It's going to be faith. It's going to be recovery. And it's going to be everything that DNA couldn't be. And I want to keep this really short for a number of reasons. One, I'm going to pick up Rocky, and he and I are going to do manly put together things. Yes, definitely. So that's one reason I want to move quick. Also, you're all super duper busy, but DNA. I don't want to hit over and over home what you are all aware of. I said I wouldn't be your God. I said I wouldn't be your king, and I stepped in and laid down the hammer of authority that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like the Christian ANCAP thing, it's not to be cute, okay? But there's some stuff that needs to be addressed. One, the ancient Israelites basically were ANCAPs, okay? It was serve God, 10 Commandments seems something we can all agree with, and then set people up in places not of authority, but organization. You don't need a king, you don't need a parliament. Pretty self-explanatory. Throw some guns on it and frog memes, and you have varying degrees of right wing, okay? ANCAPs at the end, we got 10 Commandments, we got God, we got the common decency that comes with that, and that's who you serve. You don't need governments, you don't need parliaments and congresses and think tanks and all that. Pretty simple concept. Drunk and messed up as I was when I started DNA, I was still an ANCAP. And I stepped in when I had to preserve what we had and be that authority that I never should have been. I said DNA would live or die with the people. And since leaving, I know it slanted one way. And okay, so let's talk about that. So one individual's presence had to make up the balance and common decency of the entire group. Now, is that a failure on my part that it fell on me so much? Is that a failure on your part that it fell on me so much? Or is that a collective realization? I can come back and chastise you all about how you're not following the rules. I can come back and tell you how you're not holding any of the values. And the time that you have to reach that audience, you spend more time of it attacking each other rather than understanding one another. And what I created, in all fairness, I was still using. I was still messed up. I was still partying. I still had a lot of hate and anger. So just because I came back to God and went through recovery doesn't mean everyone else does. Now, that's not to absolve you of the fact that the values haven't been held, but I promised you I'd leave and I wouldn't be the tyrant to uphold, because then it doesn't belong to the people. So here's what we're going to do. Rather than me yell at you for not following rules that, again, were started while I was still using. So now that I've come back to God, I can't demand that you all go on the same journey as me. But what I can do is provide you a new place. And we still have this community and we still have each other. So when I come back with the Saved, we're all going to have a home again. And there's not going to be a need to hate each other. And there's going to be a light to navigate us all through what's happening. It's going to be everything that DNA couldn't be. So it's going to be recovery. That's going to be faith. It's going to be current events. That's going to be politics. It's going to be all of that. But it's going to be from a place of love and not hate. And I'll be there to take everyone who's still in DNA and everyone else that deserves to be a part of what we're going to do. Remember, you are the revolution, and I'll probably see you up there.